Now it's day 68. Hold on, I gotta check that. That's right, it is day 68 of showing what I'm doing to make my clients $1 million in the last 6 months of this year. And it's like 10 a.m. right now. And dude, what I realized is the reason why I was waiting to record until like 5 or 6 p.m. is because I was just caring what other people think. And that fucking pissed me off. Because I was like waiting to record until I was in the right situation or until I felt the right way. Now, motherfucker, I'm in a parking lot. I'm about to be in a store. So what I'm going to do from now on, I don't care where I'm at, what I'm doing. I'm literally just going to pull up the camera. I still woke up at like 7 a.m. So I've been really consistent with waking up at the right times. And honestly, that's all you need. If you just wake up at the right times and go to sleep like generally the right time. Like I've been waking up at 4 to 7 a.m. the last few weeks consistently. And I've been falling asleep from 9 to 11 p.m. So let's say I've been averaging pretty much waking up at 6 a.m. and falling asleep at 10 p.m. Ideally, it's a little earlier for both of those, but 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. is not bad. So with that said, if you just do that, you wake up, go to sleep at a generally similar time most days, and you show up every day, you're consistent, you take action, even when you don't feel like it, that's when you're going to see the best results. Like, I was even still trying to do stuff when I was sick. Now, maybe that was a little bit of a stretch in terms of trying to put in my effort there, and I probably shouldn't have if I wanted to have gotten better results, because I kept having to reschedule calls because I was like coughing and sneezing and my eyes were watering and I could barely focus on the calls and communicate. So there are certain limits, but you can never understand those limits if you never push past them in the first place. And that's the same thing with recording this content. I haven't been recording content because I've been pushing it off for whatever fucking excuse I had. And then I realized just because I was kind of caring about like what other people around me were thinking, whether it was like a client or a mentor or a friend or somebody I was living with, or I don't know, whatever, right? It was just, I was kind of a little bit caring about their perception. Well, okay, it was that, and it was that I wasn't really aligned with the content because I was, aligned with other excuses, which were like, oh, I gotta eat this food, and then I was like, oh, I was watching content while I was eating, and that's cool and all. But dude, I could just eat food because I'm trying to gain weight and, whatever I'm trying to do, while, for example, on this drive or while working. And now, ideally, that's not the case. That's the ideal. But when I'm trying to get in 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day, got to eat more often. Well, I can do that while I'm working. Anyways, that's just the whole point. So I'm going to go into the store real quick, but I thought, I might as well throw up the camera now because there's no point in waiting. There's literally no reason. Anyways, real quick, I've taken a couple calls today. They were just some onboarding calls for one of my clients. They went okay. I noticed a lot of these people aren't the most quality and not the most committed or interested or nurtured. Not just the most. They're not even like average level. So that's something we're definitely going to have to work on. However, I got a few ideas, so those are going to be in play over the next few days. Now, my plan is to get back, eat some food, and then get to work do some client work for a few hours, and then do some content and work, on the front end to get more leads and sales for myself for a few hours afterwards. So as I was working, I was looking through the account of one of the higher ticket clients that I got. I'm managing his account within his community. And somebody said, hey, just please be transparent with me about the price or something. First off, we weren't even trying to sell him anything, but we were just talking about how it might make sense for him to upgrade to this. So if he wants to apply, we could talk with him at some point. And then he just says, please be transparent with me and share the price. Listen, I just hate people. Okay, hate's a strong word, but I discourage that behavior because, listen, money isn't real. It's all a figment of your imagination. It's just a number. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a middleman to transactional value. So what does that mean? Practically, it's here, you can have this number or this piece of paper, or your bank account goes from this number to this other number so that way you can justify using your time on doing something that you can do instead of me doing it with my time. I'll just pay you to do it with your time. It's like, what are you talking about? And same thing with even products you buy at the store. You're buying them at the store, not going to find and pick them yourself because somebody put them there and somebody grew them and you just are buying them now. So understand that money isn't real. And if you continue to have the mindset of always being money focused rather than value focused, then you just won't get anywhere because you're going to be in a state of scarcity rather than in a state of abundance. Now, there's a difference between that and being aware. Now, although some people don't like this, I'm going to do it anyways. There's a continuum of everything. I'm not going to give you a straight black and white, this is how things should be, because that's not how it is. There's a continuum from being money aware and abundantly thinking about it versus thinking from a scarcity perspective. And what you want to do is have that abundant mindset while being aware of where you are at and what you need to improve. So have a budgeting system. Track. So it's like you operate from the abundance of money. So when you ask questions, you're not asking, oh, just what's the price? No, you dig deeper. Like if you're going to buy a program or buy food or something, look at, okay, what is this going to get for me? Well, it has, if it's food, maybe it's calories or protein. And you have to figure out, why is that important to you? What value does that provide for you? Or if you're going to buy like a coaching program or a service, how is this going to help me or my business? And then from there, if the price doesn't fit into your budget, ask yourself, okay, am I the type of person normally to stick to my budget? Am I physically responsible? If the answer is yes, and this is something that you know for sure is going to be crazy, it's not just like you're buying an apple from the store and that's a few dollars over your budget and it's the last day of the month, so you could just buy it tomorrow. It's this thing, buying this opportunity right now, I'm confident will change my life in some regard. Then maybe it might make sense, but for 99% of the time, don't do that and stick to your budget. And as you make more money, you'll be able to allocate more financial resources to different areas. And you want to track and be aware. So track what your net worth is and track how much you spend, how much you save, how much you invest, and how much you make. So that way you can be physically aware while still being responsible and operating from a place of abundance. Anyways, I just thought that was something that was pretty interesting to share because that sort of behavior isn't going to get you very far in business because of the way you need to operate as a business owner. I'm going to get back to work. Just understand, act from and operate from a place of abundance within your behavior without the focus of financial limitation. But that's what you can fall back on if it literally just doesn't meet your means.
Na festa do fim de semana, só rolê bom. Ela chega e desencana com passo bem solto. Passo bem solto. Passo bem solto. Na festa do fim de semana.